Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today we're listening to more of your calls. Yes, this is the second of the Ask the Pulpit calls or shows that I am doing before Pulpit Fest. And so, as I said before, I announced that I was pre-recording some episodes in order to bank up some, and I said that I was going to be doing at least one of these, and by God, you guys came through with a ton of calls, and I appreciate that greatly. And so I was able to split them into two, and so we're gonna resume the Ask the Pulpit calls today. Now, I'm also smoking a cigar, and this is one that I've been looking forward to. I got my first sample of it at PCA. Did not smoke it at PCA. Wanted to enjoy it. Have not had a chance to enjoy the Toro yet. But then I got another sample in the mail that included a Toro and a Robusto. And I figured, you know what? I don't know how long this episode's going to go. It might not be, Toro length. But I do think it's going to be Robusto length. And so I did not get it out of the cellophane before I, did that. So anyway, now it's out of the cellophane. And so today I will be trying the new Plasencia Alma del Cielo. It's a Robusto 4 7/8 by 52. It is a Nicaraguan Puro, medium-bodied. It is grown at a breathtaking 1,300 meters above sea level within the most cherished Plasencia family estate, Finca San Julian in Condega. I've probably butchered that. Opens with a rich and creamy sweetness of marzipan and honey, accented by subtle hints of nougat. As the cigar evolves, earthy undertones weave through, accompanied by delicate traces of orange zest. The heart of the smoke unveils a warm cedar and more nougat, while the finish delivers a harmonious crescendo with a refined touch of ginger spice that lingers gently. There's a lot going on in this cigar, according to the fine folks at Plasencia, and we're gonna see. We're gonna give this a shot. And we're gonna fire this guy up and give it a shot. I'm looking forward to it. I love a good Plasencia. They make really nice cigars. Typically a little bit more than I want to pay for a daily smoke, but every once in a while as a treat, it's fun. They're nice. They're good. And so it's time to cut the cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family-owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. That was a good one. Was right up on the mic. That was good. Good click noise. That was nice. Okay. Give this guy a cut here. And not take too much off, the cap. Want to make sure that we're not splitting it and doing anything weird. I want to make sure that it smokes well. Kind of push away some of the schmuckus. Give it a little tap, 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 tap-a-roo on the old hand there. Clear out even more of the schmuckus and cold draw. There is a sweetness to this cigar right off the bat. Ooh, I like that. That is pleasant. I am going to take off this top little band here. It's just a little close to the cap for my taste. And it's resulting in me putting that in my mouth, and I would prefer to not put the band in my mouth. That's a thing for me. I don't want the band in my mouth. I don't know why. Anyway, okay. Boy, that's a tasty cold draw. I would actually like to sit and just savor that cold draw for a little while. I'm not going to because that would be boring for all of you. But, yeah. Oh, no! Oh, no! I did it again! Oh, good! Boy, the poor people on the YouTubes. You're just getting tossed around like little people at a wrestling show. Or, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fire this guy up. And while I do, you guys are going to listen to the greatest commercial you've ever heard.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we have that business out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the business of the day.
Shall we play a game?
You talking to me? I have a question for you.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Ask me about my wiener!
You got a question? You ask the 8-ball.
Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Nice, easy retro hail on this guy. This is good. This is nice and smooth. It's an interesting aroma that I'm getting off of it that I can't quite identify. It's reminding me of something else, but I'm not even remotely going to tell you what it's reminding me of because I don't want to associate that product with this product. And I know that there's definitely none of that product in this product, so we're just going to move on. But, yeah. Anyway, moving on. And we're going to start with the calls. So, like I said, in a relatively recent, I don't know, guys. I'm banking. I am a recording fool right now. I am just recording episodes like a madman, and so I'm not even entirely sure what episodes are coming out when. Continuity wise, I'm trying to figure out like when is something coming out versus another time it's coming out, and so quite frankly, I know that this is going to be the second of the Ask the Pulpit episodes that I put out. I just don't know if I've put the first one out like right before it, or if maybe there were a couple episodes in between. So just know that in the last 2 weeks, I've done an Ask the Pulpit episode, and this is the second part of that. So, you don't need to listen to that one to know what's going on in this one. It's just, if you know that you've recently called in and you don't hear your call here, it might have been in the previous one. I'm banking up the episodes. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and kick this off. Oh dear. Okay, so we have a couple. Man, when the hell? All right. I think we're going to start with this one. I don't remember if this is one that he... All right. This caller called in on 3 different occasions, 3 different days. And I'm not entirely sure if this one had gone before. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it, because why not? And, maybe it'll ring a bell once I start. So, first caller.
What's up, Nick? This is Dakota.
What up, Dakota?
So I wanted to say something, and now that I have called you, I have forgotten what it was. So that is fantastical. If I ramble on too much before remembering, I'll just hang up and then give you a call back, because why? So I got a friend that's coming with me to Pulpit Fest. He's never listened to the show ever, but
Okay.
I kind of got him into. He's not like into cigars like I am, but every time we meet up, he's like, "Oh, there's a new cigar. I want to get this. We're gonna try it together, and it's gonna be great, right?" So, camaraderie is a beautiful thing.
There you go.
However, when I asked him, because originally my wife was going to come with me, but since our friends are coming, I guess my friend is going to come with me, and his wife is going to be hanging out with my wife, and I guess my wife's not coming. And, of course, there will be 3 children that will be watched over, so I guess that's what they're going to do. So this buddy of mine, his name's Chris Martinez, he just purchased his ticket, because I thought he did earlier, but I told him if he wants a bunch of cigars and to do cool things with people, he should purchase his ticket.
Yeah, he
so he
needs to
did.
purchase a ticket.
So we got a new face joining, and it's just going to be great.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
I wanted to share that. That makes me happy.
That does.
Also, here's a question. So if Elon Musk, I hope y'all can't hear the lady speaking in my ear. I forgot I had my GPS on, and now it's speaking in my ear. Anyway, if Elon Musk makes a cigar, and he wants to call it X, because for some ungodly reason that's his favorite freaking letter, how do you think the fight between him and Opus is going to go? I was just curious. Anyway, peace.
So first of all, Dakota, A, I love that you're coming to Pulpit Fest. B, I love even more that you're bringing new people to the congregation. You know, this is the kind of, you got to testify. You got to put make your voice known. You got to tell people, hey, I'm spreading the good word of cigars, and you need to come and you need to attend this party. And so first of all, I love that you're bringing a new person. I love that it's a new person that's never listened to the show. So, Chris, if you're listening, thank you for listening to the show, and welcome to the group. We're a wacky group, but we have fun. And, I don't know if I was going A, B, or C, or 1, 2, or 3. So next up, regarding your question of Elon Musk putting out an X cigar, and how do you think the fight between that and Opus is going to go? I think Elon Musk has the money to make an X cigar happen. I think that technically, Fuente has the legal standing. I think they probably have whatever sort of trademark claim or whatever. They've got the standing for it. But I think if Elon Musk wants it, he can throw his money around and pay off Arturo Fuente and get the cigar name he wants. Now, will he? That's the question. You know, like, how much is it worth to Elon Musk to have an X cigar? I don't know the answer to that. That's the question you got to ask, is what's it worth to the guy? It could be worth a little. It could be worth a lot. It could be worth nothing. But it would definitely result in a big payday for Arturo Fuente, and it would result in an Elon Musk cigar. Now, do I think he would call it X? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he comes up with something else. And I say that because, I don't think he likes X, but I don't know if he's married to that name. Like, he gave it to Twitter, and yes, he has SpaceX. But, Tesla, that doesn't have an X in it. His the Boring Company, there's no X in that. When he came out with the flamethrower, he named that not a flamethrower. So I don't. He may be smart enough to come up with a different name. He might call it Rolled Up Dry Leaves. Maybe you want the Rolled Up Dry Leaves cigar. I don't know, but he might look at it and say it's just not worth the money to go after the letter X. It would be the smart play, but I will say that Carlito and the fine folks at Arturo Fuente probably would love for that to happen, because again, the cash infusion that would come along with that would be huge. But I just don't think it's in the best interest of Elon Musk to pursue that. But anyway, it's worth a thought. That's good. So, all right, timeline-wise, we got another call here from, looks like Dakota.
Hey, Nick. This is Dakota. I might be calling late. However, there's just a couple things.
Late,
First of all, I'm very excited. I finally got done with all the training, and I'm now an assistant coach for my son's football team. He plays youth tackle, and that just makes me happy. And I was going to share that with the world, I guess.
That's cool.
But also, I have a reason to celebrate with a cigar here shortly, hopefully. It's looking like it's going to be that. So, I know I mentioned that my last place that I worked was run by a horrendous individual. I'm trying to be political, but I might stop.
Yes.
And that horrendous individual kept doing horrendous things, and it was just hard to get anybody else to see it because she was good at hiding it from the general public, not from me at all. Didn't even try. Well, so I left, went to another park, having a great time, fantastic, and apparently I was the wall keeping her from losing her absolute mind because I was always convincing her not to do stupid shit, and she's lost her absolute mind. So there's now many HR investigations that she started and put on other people, and then found out she falsified a whole bunch of those reports that she gave. And she is on administrative leave pending investigation. So I never said any of that. You don't even know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
But point is, might lose job, will have cigar.
There you go.
Any other story you've had about somebody who has made your life a living hell that got their comeuppance? I always love those stories. All right, peace.
I don't know if I have any good karma stories to share right now, but I do love a good karma story because, that's the thing. The universe provides. It does, both in good and bad ways. The universe provides. And when somebody is a shithead and they put shit out in the universe, shit comes back to them. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes you don't know that it happened. It just it happens a long time later, or it happens subtly or something like that. You don't always get to see the revenge. And quite frankly, that's the part that's really difficult for me, is I want to see the revenge. I want to know that something bad happened to them in response to the bad that they put into the universe. But unfortunately, we don't always have that luxury. But I'm glad for you that, you do get to experience this. You do get to see, this person get their comeuppance because, quite frankly, it's deserved. It's deserved. And so I'm glad for you. I'm really, really glad for you that you get to experience that. So anyway, buddy, I appreciate that. I appreciate knowing that that happened for you. And, if nothing else, if you haven't had that celebratory cigar, light it up down at Pulpit Fest. So anyway, moving on. We got another call here. Hopefully there's actually a call. There's nothing in the transcription. So
Nick, you should have used the sage.
What the hell? What the hell? Hang on.
Nick, you should have used the sage.
Oh, God, now I'm getting calls from my ghost telling me that I should have used the sage. Sage is hippie bullshit. I'm sorry. I hate sage. It's a horrible smell. But I respect the fact that, no, don't block, cancel, unpin. There we go. I don't want to fucking sage my house. Saging it's going to stink. The whole house is going to stink. And it's going to stick around for a while. And I don't really want to do that. I don't know. I don't want to do that. Anyway, all right. Moving on to the next call. We have more calls here. So moving on, we have another call. Thank you for the call there, ghost. Telling me what's what. So why would the ghost be telling me that I should have used the sage? The ghost should be saying, thanks for keeping the sage out. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Morning, Nick. Seth from Connecticut calling.
What up, Seth?
I just wanted to touch on a few things that you and your old man talked about the other day. One thing, racing your own vehicle on tracks.
Yeah.
I did that for the better part of a decade
when
I lived in Tampa, Florida, running on Sebring, actually. The hidden costs, crazy. One thing, adding a rider to your insurance for the day. Mine was about $450 just for one day at the track.
Oh my God!
All the way down to stupid things like high temperature brake fluid, which you'd want to put in so your brakes would help you not overheat your brakes.
I mean, you do want to
That
stop.
started at $75 a pint.
Oh my God!
It took 2.5 pints to fill my reservoir and my brake system. So just little things like that really make racing your own car a little scary and a lot more expensive.
Okay.
As far as 3 people I'd love to be able to sit down and smoke with.
This is fun.
Dead or alive, I'd have to go with the first one would be my paternal grandfather.
Okay.
I never got to meet him. He passed away when I was 6 months old. But with a name like Archibald Ignatius Jones,
hell yeah!
how could you not want to sit down with a man like that?
Archibald Ignatius.
Number 2 would be Jack Nicholson. Long story short, he is in my family tree somehow, but I just think that would be a lot of fun, and how he's not on your death watch list for this year is kind of crazy. The third one, I don't know. How about you, Nick? We haven't sat down in a while. That would be a lot of fun. Thanks for all the content, and everyone stay safe and stay smoky. Have a good day.
You know, Seth, if you would get your ass down to Pulpit Fest, you and I could have multiple cigars. Just saying. I'm just saying. Actually, I'm teasing him because he's been posting in the parishioners group about how the FOMO is so real that he can't make Pulpit Fest this year. So I'm kind of tweaking the guy a little bit. But okay. So we did kind of put the no famous people like caveat on there a little bit. I think my dad kind of waffled a little bit, but we did put that on there. But if you're somehow some distant relation to Jack Nicholson, I'll allow it, because that is a back door to that side of things. So I'll give you that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We'll sit down and have a cigar again here soon, Seth. You just got to get your ass to Pulpit Fest. I'm just saying, you know. As for the racing costs, that's insane. I mean, that's dedication. I'll give them that. There's quite a bit to that, but look, realistically, I would chicken out. I don't think I could get my vehicle. Nah, granted, I don't think my Chevy Equinox is going to be setting any track records. But even if I had like an actual sports car, I think there would come a point when the speedometer is going up and up and up. At some point, I'm going to get nervous and I'm going to throttle back. I just don't think I have like the take it to the red line kind of mentality. I think at some point I'm going to chicken out. But that's cool. That's cool. So what did you race while you were down there? What did you take out on the track that you were going to race? And how many times did you do it? Once? Did you do it multiple times? It sounds like you did it a couple of different times. Like all told, what was your to go out for the day? What does that look like? I mean, if you're talking 400, which I didn't even consider having to let insurance know and having to put a rider for the day, on your insurance policy, I just, I didn't even consider that. So yeah, so you've got that, and you've got tires and these brake pads and things of that nature. But then, you're bringing up high temperature brake fluid. I mean, my God, there is an awful lot to it. I don't know. I didn't realize. So, it's not an average man's hobby, I guess, is what I'm learning. So, whatever. All right, got a couple more calls here. Let's go ahead and go back to the phone line. By the way, the Alma del Cielo from Plasencia. This thing is smoking wonderfully. It's so smooth, and it's just kicking off smoke, and it's the draw on it's been perfect, and I've been really, really enjoying it. It's nice. I'm trying to give myself some really, really good cigars in some of these episodes, just so that it's like, all right, I'm racking and stacking and recording a ton of them, but at least I'm smoking really good as I do it. So, although I need to be marking these down, I don't know if I've notated ones today yet. So anyway, all right, moving on to the next call.
What's up, Nick? This is Dakota again.
Dakota's back.
I've called too many times, and this one might come in a little late, but I couldn't pass this up. Your dad asked about, have you ever sat and thought that you've never seen wild chickens? Well, yeah, because they're not native to here. So I wanted to talk about wild chickens, which they aren't really chickens.
This is great.
When they're wild.
This is great.
So in the U.S., we do have things called feral chickens. They're chickens that have escaped some way or another. Generally, chickens aren't smart enough to escape. Let's say something drastic happens and, they're in their little chicken pen and the door's open and then nobody ever comes back to close the door. They'll probably keep nesting in the same place, or they might move out a little, further out from the area, but they're not going to travel very far. And they're not the smartest. They don't have the survival instincts because they've been enclosed for 8,000 years, which I believe is when we started domesticating chickens, because you would be able to find them around the rice paddies of Southeast Asia. Which brings me to my next point. The ancestor for chickens are the jungle fowl. And they are tropical birds that is endemic to Southeast Asia.
Chickens are tropical birds?
So they do fly better than our chickens. They are much smaller than the chickens that we have. They are smarter and have better, I would say just having more intelligence means that they have better survival habits. Oh my gosh, there's a word I'm looking for.
Instincts.
Adaptations. Yeah, they have better survival adaptations. So that's where they come from. The little bitty tiny pretty birds of the jungle fowl from Southeast Asia in tropical climates. That's why there are no wild chickens in the U.S. because they're not native and we bred them too much to be stupid. So, yay. All right, y'all. Peace.
I'll be damned. See, you're learning stuff today, people. You're learning stuff. Like, now we know about wild chickens and how technically chickens are tropical birds. This is my takeaway. Chickens are tropical birds. I didn't know this, but apparently they're tropical birds. Now, I might have just summed up everything he said into one statement that is totally erroneous, but I don't care because it's my show. I can do what I want. But no, that's interesting to me. So jungle fowl from Southeast Asia. Huh. So does that mean that, oh, wow. Okay. All right. I'm so many thoughts here, but okay. So chickens are tropical birds from Asia. Huh. Who knew? Well, Dakota did. So there we go. But he's talking about how chickens are stupid. Chickens are stupid. But dude, wild turkeys are pretty fucking dumb too. And we have wild turkeys here. So, there's that. But so wait, does that make Chick-fil-A a Chinese restaurant? Just saying. All right. We got one more call here.
Hey, Nick. This is Dakota for, I think, the 5th time, and this will probably never happen again. But I should have waited and listened to your dad's call out for the Ask the Pulpit question.
I was wondering.
That was I've been asked that before, but for some reason when he asked it this time, it just hit me because I can never answer it. I'm like, I don't care about like you said, Nick. I don't care about famous people. I'm not going to sit here and share a cigar with you, and then everybody's going to say Jesus. And I mean, yeah, sure, but that would be cool. Don't let me lie. But then it hit me right there like a truck. I was like, oh, I know the answer. And for me, it would be my Uncle Michael. He passed away when I was about 2. And my entire life I've been hearing nothing but, ooh, you remind me of your Uncle Michael. Ooh, you look just like your Uncle Michael. Ooh, this and that about Uncle Michael. And I'm like, he sounds like a swell dude. Then my papa, so my Uncle Michael's and my dad's father.
So your grandfather.
Very shortly after my uncle passed away, he had a pretty debilitating brain, blood clot thing.
Oh, God.
And that led him to 16 years of, not being himself. Mommy and Mom had to take care of him for about 16 years. So, pre that, sit down with them two, and then obviously I got to add my dad. My dad's still here, and of course he would be the bridge between information from when they were younger to up-to-date current information. So, yeah, it's kind of a heavy one, but, dude, it hit me like a brick shithouse, I guess I want to finish the saying. When he asked that question, I was like, "Oh, I finally got the answer," and that was cool because I've been asked that question like, I don't know, 30 times since I started smoking cigars. Anyway, that's it. What about you? You know, did that change anything about you? Specific family members? I don't know. All right, peace.
You know, I still struggle with the answer to this question because I don't know. I mean, my dad included me on his list, which, dude, he and I can have a cigar I mean, we can have a cigar anytime. It's literally a 4-hour drive for one of us to have a cigar. You know, like I could literally sit and have a cigar with him today if I got in the car. 4 hours later, we could be firing up a cigar. So it's, I mean, and so I don't want to make it sound like, oh, you know, I don't want to include him but it's one of those, like, I feel like the answer to this, to me, this is my opinion. Obviously, it's just my opinion. You know, he had his opinion of his answer. You have your opinion of your answer. To me, my opinion is it should be 3 people that, for a variety of reasons, it's somebody that I cannot have a cigar with easily or even possibly, you know, like if somebody has passed away. And so, quite frankly, I'm still struggling on an answer, a good answer for that question. Like I told you when he asked the question, I'm not a celebrity kind of person to where, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I want to have one with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and blah blah. It's like I don't care about that. Just because just because a lot of people know you and you have money, that doesn't make me care one way or the other if I'm sitting and having a cigar with you. So I don't really know what the answer to that would be. Now, what I really like about your answer is not only is it people that you either haven't had the opportunity to get to know, so you'd have that opportunity then, but also that would be a group that would gel really well together. You know, being that it's family, and everything. It would be a group that would gel well together because it's like I mentioned to my dad. I can pick 3 people out of the sky, but is it going to be a fun and engaging conversation with those 3 people at one time? Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on if they're, engaging with one another. Sometimes 2 people just don't gel and they clam up, and that's that. You need people that are going to bounce off each other, play off each other, and you're going to get the best conversation possible. And I feel like, with your answer there, Dakota, you're going to get that. Me, I have to think about it. I really do have to think about it more. It's that's not an easy. It's not as easy of a question. Look, it can be an easy question, or it could be a very, very difficult question. And I respect the fact that you and Seth have put some thought into it and come up with your answers because it can be just I mean, I could sit here and just say like, oh, I want to have a cigar with, JFK, Abe Lincoln, and Winston Churchill. There you go. 3 people. Could that be interesting? It could be interesting. But do I care? I don't know if I care, I don't know. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm rambling now. But anyway, well, guys, thank you so much. That would be all of the calls that I have banked up right now on the Pulpit Hotline. And so that would conclude this Ask the Pulpit. You guys can get your calls and questions into me by calling the hotline at area code 863-874-0000. this thing kicks off so much smoke. If you're watching on the YouTube or Rumble, this thing, it's just a little smokestack. It's just kicking off smoke so much. I'm loving it. It is a nice kind of, I'd say, lighter medium. I'm not going to say it's like a full medium just yet. It's a little lighter medium, but it's so nice. And the aroma on it, there's still something to that aroma that I can't quite pinpoint. What I thought, what was triggering in my mind when I first lit it up, that has dissipated. So that's gone. But it's got a nice aroma to it, and it's a nice, good cigar so far. I'm really digging the Plasencia Alma del Cielo. This is the one that they farmed it like 1,300 meters in the sky on the mountain or something like that, and it's good. I think they're going for that airy kind of smoke, and so far they've accomplished it for my taste. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on in and do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarillo manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Alrighty, guys. Well, given the fact that I'm banking up a lot of these episodes, this segment has proven very difficult. However, in between recording some of these episodes, I went inside and I had lunch. And over lunch, I continued watching the new season of King of the Hill. And I'm really enjoying this new season of King of the Hill. It has brought some character development and expansion to the show. It's showing that, there was a really funny episode where Hank, kind of acknowledged that thanks to his time living over in Saudi Arabia, he now enjoys watching soccer. And soccer is a plot point in this episode, which I think that's kind of funny because, they're all Texas. They love football and everything like that. But, here comes soccer. And, Dale made some comment about how, soccer still isn't popular in Texas despite the best efforts of the Canadian assassin Deadpool and Ted Lasso. And I was just like, all right, I get the references. I like that. And then there was another episode I watched where Connie had to talk to Bobby about how she's in a ethically non-monogamous relationship with her boyfriend. And, they're dealing with some very contemporary, topics and doing it in kind of an interesting way. And I think it's really funny because, in that episode, they kind of really rip on the ethically non-monogamous kind of lifestyle. And quite frankly, I kind of agree. It's freaking dumb, but it's dumb for a lot of reasons. But yeah, so no, I've been really enjoying the King of the Hill return, and kind of watching that. So, that's been fun. What else have I been watching lately? I've really just been going back, been watching more, like I said, West Wing and Sopranos lately. I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. That's been entertaining. But by and large, that's my report. It's really just the new King of the Hill reboot or restart, that's been going on. They have not acknowledged Luann and Lucky and yet, because I don't know how they're gonna acknowledge that. I'd like to know what happened to their characters. Obviously, both Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty passed away, and so they provided the voices for those characters, and so they obviously aren't doing. I don't think they're bringing them back, with new actors or anything like that. But I would be curious to know kind of what happened to those characters. There was a nice little moment in one episode where I think Hank was brewing beer in the garage, and they played a little brief clip from Tom Petty's Running Down a Dream. And I thought that was a nice little acknowledgement to Tom Petty in his passing, since he used to be, I mean, shit, man, he was all over that show in the last couple of seasons playing Lucky. So, you know, it was nice. It was very nice. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead, move on, and do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. Oh my gosh. Well, those of you on the YouTube and the Rumble saw that during that little bit, I had a nice sneeze attack. And unfortunately for me, 1 turns into 8. So hopefully I'm not sneezing like multiple. That was 3. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully I don't end up with more before. Oh God, here we go. And another. Okay. Oh, you know, people laugh at me. They're like, "You're not joking," and I'm like, "No, I'm not joking. 1 equals like 8." So, there was another 2, so now we're at 6. Yeah, it's a whole thing. When it happens, it happens. Something just tickled my nose during that little stinger, and just made this. So now, yeah, there you go. Now you guys learned. I get sneeze attacks. I don't sneeze. I get sneeze attacks. So, oh God, here we go. 7. Oh, it's anywhere. 8 is my average. Somewhere it's 7. Somewhere it's 9. Sometimes, God, there's been times it's been more than 9. Yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that 7 might have been the lucky number. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to try this. So, Long Island native Sean Wachter was, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, Wachter, Wachter, was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma that had spread to his brain and spinal fluid, placing him on death's doorstep with only 3 months to live. Around the same time, a construction accident left him temporarily paralyzed. Despite these staggering medical challenges, Sean survived, beating cancer not once but twice, and fought through paralysis to regain his mobility. His remarkable recovery was so extraordinary that he is cited as the only documented global case of complete reversal of, leptomeningeal disease? Probably should have read that beforehand. Leptomeningeal disease? But that's not all. Sean, who had always loved professional wrestling, ended up stepping back into the ring, not for competition, but for charity, raising funds for pediatric cancer. In a dream come true moment, WWE invited him for a surprise on-stage debut at Madison Square Garden in 2024, an emotional fulfillment of a childhood aspiration. Today, he serves as Director of Operations for the New York Dragons Arena football team. His journey from nearly losing his life, regaining strength, achieving his dream, and continuing to inspire is a true testament to the power of perseverance, purpose, and the choice to live well and not just survive. So guys, be like Sean Wachter and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. Boy, I hope I didn't just butcher like a bunch of that, but it's what it is. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, God, guys, think about that. You get hit with a cancer diagnosis twice, stage 4 melanoma, spread to his brain and spinal fluid. You know, that's a big deal. And then to get temporarily paralyzed in a construction accident, I mean, how many of us can say that wouldn't be enough to take us out? I think it would be more than enough to take me out. But, you know, here's a guy that survived it and ended up doing some wrestling, and now he's working for an arena football team and everything. I mean, like, That's pretty badass. This is why, I like this segment. It's a little hard sometimes coming up with content for it, but I do like this segment because, you get to hear some nice, inspiring stories and, learn about some of the cool people that are out there. Alrighty. Well, guys, this is a little shorter one, but that's okay. I am available on the socials on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I am on Facebook where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun over there by finding the group, requesting access. I'll let you in, and then, you can post pictures of what cigars you're smoking and interact with everybody. It'll be great. I'm on Twitter/X. You can watch this on Rumble and YouTube. Also, if you're a Spotify user, instead of listening on Spotify, you can watch it because I do Spotify video as well. I do need your calls for the Ask the Pulpit shows. I appreciate everybody who called in for the last two, but now we got to start banking up again. So feel free to give me a ring at area code 863-874-0000. That's area code 863-874-0000. Don't forget to include what 3 people you would like to sit and have a cigar with. They can be living or dead, preferably somebody that you would have encountered in your life, be it family or something like that. Let's not go too crazy with the celebrities and the historical people because, let's try to make it realistic. I think it adds a little bit more to it if it's somebody that you would have encountered in your life. Look, could I have possibly had a cigar with, a sitting U.S. president? Yes, I could have possibly had a cigar with a sitting U.S. president. Am I going to likely have a cigar with a sitting U.S. president? It is highly unlikely that will end up happening in my life. So I don't want to include that on my list. I want to find people that it would have been likely for me to have a cigar with. But anyway, that's my only caveat there. Otherwise, I am about, I'd say, maybe just a little bit past halfway on the Plasencia Alma del Cielo. Cielo. And I'm digging it. It's really, really good. I still feel like the Alma de Fuerte is probably my favorite Plasencia that I've had. But this one has a different flavor profile. It's a lighter one. It is a lighter one. It is perhaps unique in comparison to some of the others. I dig it. I think it's good. I think maybe somebody that has a palate that appreciates slightly lighter cigars will appreciate it. And I think that once again, Plasencia has got themselves a home run of a cigar here. So I dig it. If you guys are in the market to try a really, really good cigar, look for this one. It's kind of like a blue banded Plasencia. So there's the one with the black, there's one with green, there's the red one, and then and they all have different names that I'm forgetting. But this one has a blue band, and it's good. It's very, very nice, and it's their newest offering from Plasencia. So, and thank you to Plasencia for sending me samples. Greatly appreciated. I enjoy it, and it's always welcome. Always love those samples. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for putting out with me. I really do appreciate it. This has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. Take it easy, everyone.